Oh, hey guys, welcome back. So today's a favorites video, and I think we have 12 or 13. I know I keep upping how many are in these videos, but there were so many plants that just shocked me, and I didn't even realize some of them were growing, like these beautiful leaves. There is one orchid I'm absolutely obsessed with, some Anthuriums, Philodendrons, Monsteras, Hoyas, and so I hope y'all are ready. Let's get one of the big ones out of the way. The first plant is an Anthurium. Super easy. Super easy plant. This leaf that she pushed out is so big, and it's a big deal because during the winter time it was just pushing out flower after flower after flower, and it wasn't pushing out any foliage. So finally there's movement, and she's beautiful. She's not hardened off yet. I can't wait till it hardens off because you know how it gets like darker, and I don't know. I'd even say which plant it is. It is the Anthurium Crystallinum crossed with Magnificum. Every time I look at this plant, I think of when I first got it and it had one leaf, and this image is always on my mind when I look at this plant. So I'm so thankful, grateful, lucky that, you know, she's actually been okay in my care. And okay, so I'll go grab her. There's not much to say. Oh yeah, I did cut off a lot of older leaves just because I was trying to fit her on this table, and you know Anthurium sometimes. Okay. Whoa, okay. Here she is. Are you kidding? I mean, super stunning. I want this Anthurium to get huge. I really want it to get so big. This plant only has 2 leaves, so that's one. The second one here, so remember when she was new, she was slamming against the moss pole, so that's her. And then there's a second plant in here that currently only has 1 leaf. So this is the second plant. I'm hoping it sizes up. It's kind of scary though, because having 2 big Anthuriums in this small little self-watering pot, I'm just like, ugh, should I repot it? I don't know. Wow. I can't. Oh, wow. Okay, can I do this with one hand? I want to show y'all the Crystallinum Magnificum from Nursery Tropicals.
Don't break anything, Kevin. Don't break anything.
Oh, so different. And like, I don't know if y'all can see, but like a lot darker. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this one matures, but like, oh, I love this hybrid. Is so beautiful. And I know people are gonna think it looks basic, but it doesn't. Okay, she's in pot. Oh, I was holding her with just this arm, and then finally I let go, and it's just like pain. She's in pod. I have some moss wrapping the adventitious roots, but I feel like I might want to put a collar and just cover the rest with pon. How do we feel? Nutrient wise, I haven't given this nutrient solution in the past couple months. I don't think I have. I think it's just been water, but I will start feeding her. The first plant is the Anthurium Crystallinum crossed with Magnificum. Okay, Monstera Constellation is the second plant, but it's not the big one. It's not even, it's probably one of my smallest specimens right now. The Thai Constellation. I think in a previous video I was talking about one that just had like a lot of splash. Anyhow, it's not that one. I don't know why I brought that up. This one has, okay, you know how you can get like block-like variegation on a Thai Constellation, but the majority of the leaf, or at least the ones I've seen, they're predominantly green with like speckling splashiness. This new leaf, I was like, it kind of looks like an elbow, and I'll show you now. Not only that, but this was like a cutting. I kept 2 nodes, and the plant pushed out growth from 2 different nodes. Anyhow, I am so excited. It looks like an elbow to me. Okay. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow, I don't even know. Do you see what I mean? I mean, obviously she's the Thai, and like, but you know when elbows come out and they have like this kind of like marbled variegation, I saw this and I was like, so this is 1 node. She was pushing out another one, and this is an older leaf, and she's pushing. This plant is just going off. She's pushing out a new leaf. I don't know, but have y'all seen this? Like, I'm gonna try to preserve this. I mean, looking at the stem, it looks pretty cream. I think it might just go back to these leaves. And I guess because this leaf was half cream, it has since melted away. I think I cut it. This side of the stem had a bunch of cream. You could see it lower over here, and the node was on that side. It pushed out this leaf. Serious, I can't. This is too much. I don't know. Am I overreacting? Every time I look at it, obviously it's not as white as an elbow, but like, you know what I mean? Fantastic news. So that leaf already has a root. Future Kevin, zoom in. Already has a root going into the pond, which is fantastic. And then the second node has this leaf. So what my plan is, because I want to preserve this part of the plant and I want, you know, the energy to be channeled to this part, I'm going to propagate this plant at the end once this comes out. And yeah, hopefully this will carry on. I have this under a grow light and it's against my south facing window. And so the light is really hitting this plant all over the place. These leaves, because they're so tall and the grow light's there, these top leaves are probably getting, I don't know, 2,000 to 3,000 foot candles, which is a lot for a Monstera. I had to tape it because she was stable. When I was moving it, the leaf got caught somewhere and it pulled a little bit of the plant out of the pot. So I'm like, no. So I was just scared because I was so excited to see this. I was just gonna pull it out somehow. Wow. I don't know why I'm so fascinated with it, but you know, owning a Thai constellation and propagating this plant so much, I have not had like a leaf look like this. So cool. Also interested to see how the cream lasts because I know it does crisp up through time, but I just want to see with such little green, like if it's going to be a lot faster, the crisping. So yeah, she's a cute little baby. Okay, second plant, Monstera Thai constellation. Okay, let's do a philodendron. I don't know, I'm so proud of this plant. How like full she looks and how she's growing up a moss pole so beautifully. The third plant is the Philodendron Brandtianum. This plant is beautiful. It is so beautiful. Like this plant gets even more stunning as the leaves get bigger. The silver on the leaf is just... It's kind of sad because I'm gonna have to chop her soon. She's getting way too tall. Okay, so here she is. I'm just dragging her. But do you see how tall? She's as tall as me. Like the pot is on the ground, or the bucket. She's still unstable. I kind of need to like lean her on my shoulder as I pick her up. Okay, actually, why don't we just slide her first? I like thought about it. I'm like, maybe I'll just slide her and show you these leaves at the top. So I was starting to worry because there was a gap where the leaves were not getting any bigger, but look at that, look at this one. Ooh. Okay, we're gonna try. We're gonna try. Do you see this? Do you see all of these beautiful? I am obsessed. The pole is leaning on my ear. Yeah, I don't know. So pretty. You know what I think the key to this is? Because if y'all remember a year, like January 2022, I took single leaf cuttings and I took a lot because I know how temperamental this plant can get. And there's a lot of cuttings that I lost. So I would just recommend if you want to have this look in a Brandtianum, take a lot of cuttings from your existing plant and obviously attach a moss pole because I don't think, I mean, I've done it before without a moss pole, but like, wow. So again, this plant is in leca and she seems happy. I've only grown this plant in leca. I originally got it in soil and it was just in the worst soil. It was super wet and just no aeration at all. I can't, I'm so obsessed. I am so obsessed, look at her. I'm gonna put her down because she's getting heavy, but the third plant, Philodendron Brandtianum. Okay, the fourth plant is one that wasn't originally in this video. And that kind of shows you how much I ignore this plant. I did not realize this plant had a lot of new leaves. Okay, we're mixing it up again. We're going to Hoya, and the fourth plant is the Hoya Clemenciorum. Shocked. I know as plants grow, the leaves are supposed to get bigger, but I don't know. Anyhow, I love this plant. The foliage is just so strange. So I was actually just moving plants around. And then oh my gosh, okay. This is what caught my eye. Look at this hanging. She kind of looks small on camera, but remember it was either last month or 2 months ago. I showed this leaf and I was like, okay, this is the biggest leaf. And I was so shocked. Do you see the texture? Oh, and like the undersides, guys, it's like dark purple. Do you see that? Anyhow, so that leaf and now this one, it doesn't even look like it's different. So I saw this leaf, I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I was like, wait a second. So this leaf is coming out of the same node. So she pushed out 2 leaves that I was unaware of. And then following the vine, leaf number 3 that I was unaware of, and then leaf number 4. And this one's not entirely hardened off. There were 4 leaves that I was unaware of, and they're beautiful. I do remember tying the tendril down, but it didn't have these leaves. So I am absolutely shocked. And this leaf is just so stunning. And obviously these leaves as well. Look at this plant. It is So interesting. Look at those roots. So yay. She's dry. No, just looking at these leaves down here, I was like, whoa, they're so big. And then now it's just, wow. And again, the foliage, it's like rough on the edges. You could kind of see that here. Super rough on the edges, but like this weird furriness on both sides. I don't want to say furry. I don't think it's furry. Fuzzy, I don't know. And then the parts where I don't know. It's just such a beautiful, cute plant. And I didn't know how this was like growing so much because this plant is in between two gigantic Hoyas. But then looking at this leaf looks really like light bleached, I guess. So I'm thinking that this leaf is under grow light. Obsessed. Look at this leaf. And the other leaves. Oh, they look so good when they're like new and dark, and it's everything. Okay, the fourth plant is the Hoya Clemenciorum. Wow, there's so many different kinds of plants in this video. Okay, the fifth plant is the orchid. Again, I might be overreacting, but I want to say I bought this orchid in December 2021. Yeah, December 2021. I bought it when she was in bloom already, and these blooms are one of my favorites. The fifth plant is the Phalaenopsis Miki Japanese Pearl. I've been on this Phalaenopsis leca journey where I basically put all my Phalaenopsis in leca just to see how they'll grow. I was urged by a lot of orchid people not to do it, and it's not necessarily like a medium that they can live in long term, but I'm still learning. Again, I like observing things for myself, so I did it anyways, and zero regrets. Zero regrets. Yeah, if I have a clip, I'll put it in here. Oh no. Okay, this one I'm a little mad, guys, because she was making a comeback and then I just ignored her. Yeah, see, she was making a comeback. Okay, you know, when you're looking at Phalaenopsis roots, when they turn silver or gray, that's when you know that they are dry. So I'm just taking the moss off. With Phalaenopsis, they are epiphytic. More than other plants, they need a lot of air around the roots. I'm just assessing here. So these three are totally dry. And so we're just chopping at that point. I think overall, all the other roots are intact. So I'm choosing leca because the air pockets are much larger than moss. I've seen that people use sphagnum moss and perlite mixed together. I think it's finally time, guys, that I try leca. So there's a chance that I'm gonna have to say bye to this leaf over here. She is a bit yellow compared to the other leaves. We'll keep it on for now. If I need to, I'll just cut it off. I'm keeping the water line below the net pot. So for when I talk about propagations, I like to keep the leca wet. So I always go a third way up. However, for Phalaenopsis, because I said they like a lot of aeration around the roots, I'm not gonna submerge the roots. I know that they don't like that at all. I'm just gonna hit right below here, and that's where the water line is. Okay, I'm gonna grab it. So I'm actually just very happy as well because it's not pushing one spike out. It has two spikes and both are in bloom and it looks so pretty. Okay, ready? I feel like I'm overhyping this. Again, they're one of my favorite like orchid flowers, so oh my god, the light is so bright. Gotta turn it down. That wasn't doing it. I was turning the wrong knob because I'm so excited. Wait, that's the wrong knob. Oh my gosh. This is so chaotic. Is the knob broken? Oh, no, it's working. Okay, all right. Oh. Okay, wait, it's too dark. Okay. I don't know. I feel like I have to cover my face for it to actually like focus on these blooms. I'm trying to come down. The first spike, so the bigger one, has 4 blooms right now. Wow. Okay, so the 2 there. There's a bud that's like about to open. Do you see that? There's 2 more on this side. So there's gonna be 5 if this one, you know, doesn't die randomly. Yeah, can we just admire this for a second? I don't know. I just love the dots. And then the second spike, look at these. So there's 3 that are open on this spike. I'm literally slamming the orchid into the ring light. Okay, so 1, and the second one, and then the third one. Hello. And then there's a bud that's not open. Yeah, I can't get over this. It is It is absolutely stunning. And for y'all that are not into orchids, I'm sorry that I'm spending so much time on this one, but like really just beautiful. Okay, so I put a hoop trellis just because I saw like 2 spikes coming. So I'm like, okay, they can support each other on each side here. But can you believe 2 spikes? I'm being dramatic. Again, I only hit the reservoir hitting the wicks. I don't go past the black because I know you're not supposed to keep Phalaenopsis roots totally submerged in like wetness. There needs to be air at all times for it to survive. I don't know. Do you know what? It's a big deal because I'm gonna turn the light back on. I would be devastated if I lost this one. If y'all are wondering where I got it, I've only seen this stocked once at Roehampton Orchids, and that was again December 2021. So I don't know where else you can get this orchid. Look at the cascading blooms. Okay. The 5th plant, Phalaenopsis Miki Japanese Pearl. Okay, let's go back to Anthurium. Let's do another big one. I think I said before, I didn't know how much more the leaves on this plant was gonna mature, but I think, okay, I'm just so excited. This leaf is so funny looking. The 6th plant is the Anthurium Furcatum. Every time I show this plant and the leaves, specifically the leaves in this state, I get so many comments, Instagram, YouTube, about, you know, how they look. And again, just like watching the growth through all these years, I'm just so happy to see it now. Again, Future Kevin put in a picture. I got this plant in 2019. She looked so cute. She was a cute little baby. And like she lacked those like Tesla T lobe situations. Okay, she lives next. Oh, I should have like, I'm gonna have to remove Crystallinum Magnificum again. I guess you'll go here. Okay, hold on. Look at this. So this is the newest leaf, and she's uneven. Like you can see how like big and fat this lobe is compared to this one. I think this one might have got squished at one point, but do you see this? Yeah, she looks less wonk now. I think once she hardens off, she'll... Yeah, I don't know why this side is smaller. It's so strange. But do you see how the lobes are drooping down instead of out? So yeah, these leaves. I had so many leaves that looked like this, where the lobes would like point outwards. And now, like these ones are like maturing. How exciting. How exciting. I'm excited. Are y'all excited? I also love that these leaves, they kind of come out like a dark maroon red, and then they fade to like a yellow, which we're kind of at that stage, and then a green. Like it goes through a lot of stages of hardening off, and I can't wait to hear the comments. I always say that this Anthurium's living in pon, but she's actually living in a pon leca mix. I think at the time I didn't have enough pon that I just mixed it with leca, and I love how wonky the leaf is. It's so beautiful, and I just can't wait. I'm literally just squatting. So, 6th plant, Anthurium Furcatum. Okay, 7th plant. Let's do a philodendron. Again, I don't know. I think I'm obsessed with this philodendron because I chopped her up in pieces. It actually took a long time, like the propagation process, but now like I only have 2 plants left. One of the plants is getting so big, and it is the Philodendron Billietier. Y'all know that I had a moment cutting up this plant. She was getting really wide, but that's what I like about this plant, you know, along with the orange petioles and then the long green leaves. Anyhow, I'll go grab her. Okay. Ah, look. Okay, so this is the newest leaf. Isn't she stunning? But again, she's special. She's probably my oldest philodendron that I have, but look at this new leaf. It's the best time when they're like new, shiny, and just a deep green. It's just like so beautiful. But do you see what I mean? Like, look how wide she's getting. The second plant is like smaller. So this leaf, you got this leaf. If y'all missed that plant tour video where I extended the moss pole, there are roots. And look at this lost one. It went under the press and seal, and it's outside the moss pole. I'm like, really? I did all of that, and you just decide to go outside. Yeah, she's just finally looking like she used to. So yeah, I mean, again, a big goal to get this really big. She got big before when she was in leca, but I want to see how big this plant really gets, especially now that she has a moss pole to climb on. So the 7th plant, Philodendron Billietier. Okay, now it's gonna be an issue getting her back. Please. Oh my god, please. Okay, let's do a Hoya. Let's do a Hoya. The amount of growth this Hoya has pushed out is just unbelievable. And it's wild because I took a bunch of propagations from this one plant, and even the propagations are growing really quickly. The 8th plant is the It's not a philodendron. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm like fasting today, so it's 3 p.m. I am hungry. Okay, the 8th plant is I did it again! The 8th plant is the Hoya Polynura, outer variegated. Oh my gosh, she is going off. She's really just going off, and I just don't know what to do with her. I think I'm gonna have to cut her again. And the outer variegation is just so beautiful. Oh my gosh, she's going off. The pond is dropping. Do you hear it? Look. Oh my god, the pond. Do you see? Okay, look up here and then look over here. So the original vine, when she had a vine that looked similar to this, was over here. So I cut her here. And it's funny because she only pushed out this pair of leaves. And then she just grew from another node and grew this gigantic vine. So the main vine is here. There are offshoots off that vine. So there's one over there and one over here. So that's one side. The other side, same kind of idea. Like there's 2 offshoots. The main one over here, and then the second one is this cutie. But can you believe? Look at this. Again, I felt bad because y'all know that she was in this small little cup. And I think I'm gonna have to upsize this soon because this one is not much bigger. But look at this beautiful, beautiful Hoya. But I do want to show you 2 cuttings. So I guess it was 3 months ago that I cut this plant. So again, single node cuttings, usually with like a leaf or 2. So that's the pairing here. In wet perlite, you can see some roots all around. So that's wonderful. Look at this. Okay, I picked this one because look at these. I don't know. The cream is just so pretty. I know they're like not hardened off yet, so I have to be careful. So I don't know, giving you actual like fishtail realness. Yeah, absolutely obsessed. She is on the drier side, so I do need to water her, but like how wonderful. That's number 1. The second one is wild. She already has a full-on vine happening. Single node cutting here. The first set of leaves are really cream. Like one is completely cream. That one's probably gonna go. And this one's kind of having the same behavior as the other one that I showed you. And then she kind of went back to normal. Look how easy, honestly, easy and fast. Any type of Polyneura, I recommend. So easy. Anyhow, 8th plant, Hoya Polynura. Okay, let's do my baby. The 9th plant is the Anthurium Forgetii. Yep, again, doesn't live in here. She kind of just lives on my dining room table. I do move her against the west-facing window when the sun is out. I don't know if I mentioned, but there's dew leaf. Ah! I don't know. It's so cute. And like comparing shade-wise to the other leaves, she's like almost hardened off completely, but not quite there. And then the thing that like made me like really happy was how much it sized up. So this is actually the leaf before. So newest leaf over here, second newest, and then the third newest. So when this leaf was coming out, I was feeding it more. She was getting more light. I think it was like the end of fall when this leaf was coming out. And then during the winter time, I stopped fertilizing for the most part. And then it was really dark. So then she pushed out this small leaf. Anyhow, now she's back again. She's my baby. Again, I'm so fascinated by the veining. I love the veining on this Forgetii so much. I do want to get one that has like more of a muted, non-existent veining, but yeah, obsessed with it. I do see a new leaf. I mean, hopefully it's a new leaf. Right over there. Do you see it? I'm hoping it's not a flower. So not much to say, but the 9th plant, Anthurium Forgetii. Okay, the 10th plant is a Hoya, and this is another plant I ignored a lot. It is the Hoyakadada Sumatra. Before I left my full-time gig at the hospital, I had plants like in my office with 2 grow lights, and I didn't want to take all the plants home. So one of my coworkers, she really liked the Caudata Sumatra, and she was actually in bloom. I'll put in pictures, but she grew really well. And the flowers, I was so happy that she bloomed at least once before I gave her away to that friend. But before I gave it, I took 3 cuttings. And, you know, I didn't know how long it was going to take before it would have like big leaves. But she's climbing up the trellis that she's on, and I don't know, I saw it, and there's one vine that has big leaves and it has that like silvery splashing. Okay, I'll just grab her. So many different shades and like, look, I'm obsessed. Do you see this? And I would say this is definitely grow light related because when I lift this leaf, look, it is like a different color. It's like green. I don't know. I'm obsessed. This one over here is another vine. It has, do you see the gradients? And just comparing both the plants, oh my gosh, she looks so good. Look at her. Yeah, I mean, she's still pushing out new growth. Look at these. I really want this to bloom again. That's one of my goals. They're just so fuzzy. So fuzzy. You know, it's nice that this Hoya has stunning foliage as well as flowers, because you know how there's like, I'm gonna say it, there's like ugly foliage Hoyas or like really lackluster leaves, but then the blooms are beautiful, or vice versa. Like you have beautiful striking foliage, but then the flower either smells awful. Oh, there's one, it's the Hushkiliana. People tell me that that smells, mine hasn't bloomed yet. And yeah, the 10th plant, the Hoyakadada Sumatra. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this one quickly, I think. Because I know a lot of people don't like this next plant. But the 11th plant is the Philodendron Strawberry Shake. I got a comment recently, Kyle, you are hilarious. I know this plant does nothing for you. I don't know, I think I really like the new leaf. And it's not like gigantic by any means. I think I just like how the variegation looks. And again, the variegation is up for debate. But here she is, look at this leaf. Very orange. What's that plant? It's like the cardinal variegated one. Is it that one? The caramel? I don't even know. You know, for me, in my opinion, like I like the strawberry shake at all stages of, you know, its variegation journey. And like the degree of variegation. So although originally, remember this plant was pushing out just green leaves. And so I made a cut here. This was a while ago. Made a cut here. Thankfully, she pushed out a new growth. That's what this is. And then she pushed out just balanced, I mean, predominantly green, and I appreciate it so much. Also, these plants grow faster when they're predominantly green, so that's another reason why I'm just so in love with this one, because it wasn't phased at all by the chop. And even the stem is like this, it like blends in perfectly, like chop here, and it just continued same width. And I don't know, I like how like sharp it is and how, you know, half of it is variegated. Yeah, just so stunning. I don't know, I maybe should have put this one on a moss pole. I'm gonna have to think about it. Y'all saw the big one with 4 plants. Like that one is taking a while just because she isn't under grow light. Okay, 11th plant, the Philodendron Strawberry Shake. Oh my god, is this the last one? Number 12. Another plant that I go on and on and on about, but every time I put this plant in a favorites video and ask y'all which one is y'all's favorites, a lot of you guys say the Hoya Mathilde Splash. And then I recently posted a picture on Instagram holding this plant, and I got a lot of DMs about like how I bring out the splash. Again, I think I was just like lucky, but it was really how much I propagated this plant back and, you know, luck and just crossing my fingers. So Hoya Mathilde Splash, let me go grab her. Wow. Again, I said I would keep an eye on the splash and how it looked in the newest leaves. This vine looks fantastic, but look at the splash. It is just stunning. So that's one vine. The second vine less, but from time to time, it's a pretty balanced like splash to green ratio, I would say. So that's a win in my books. Same with this one over here. And actually on this vine, there's a separate branch that does have splash on one side, green on the other side. So it's kind of following that pattern here. But yeah, this one is just outstandingly splashy, like so consistent. But remember, I think the key when you're looking for a Hoya Mathilde Splash, just make sure you have at least one really splashy leaf, because Future Kevin put in a picture, the specimen that I had only had one leaf that was splashy, which means there's some genetics in the node of that plant where the leaf was coming out of that will give you splashy foliage. Again, over and over and over again, I just kept cutting back. I think the 3rd or 4th try, I got a splashy plant. And then y'all remember that this plant had root rot in leca, and it's because I totally ignored it. And then I hydrated it, and then everything rotted and the water level was too high. Then I was forced to propagate it. So I already had a silver vine, thankfully, or a splashy vine, propagated it in single node cuttings, crossed my fingers again, and then we got this specimen. So I didn't buy this plant the way it looks now. Like I had to keep chopping and I got really lucky and I'm so happy. It is truly one of my favorite plants. Like I know I'm putting it in this video now for this month. And I know this is favoritism, but I look at her every day. I look at her every day now and I'm just like, wow, do you hear the pond dropping? So 12th plant, Hoya Mathilde Splash. Okay, let's move on to the honorable mention. So I think this plant is beautiful. She has a hole. And so this new leaf, she's not hardened off yet, but she's gigantic. The honorable mention for today is the Anthurium Veitchii. So there was a period of time I kind of ignored a lot of my plants in pond, this one included. And when that happened, the reservoir was completely dry, pond was completely dry, and there was a new leaf unfurling. So the leaf actually, when it was unfurling, got stuck on the end. That's why there's a hole. The king, oh my God. Wow, do you see how big this leaf is? Seriously? Because before, the previous leaf, and I thought this was getting big. I was like, this is gigantic. This is bigger. Do you see this? Overall, the plant is just looking so good. Like all of these leaves. So I just want to show the Veitchii because I think she deserves to be in this video even though she has a hole. But I am very excited to see how much this sizes up. During the summer, I cannot wait. So today's honorable mention is the Anthurium Veitchii. Okay guys, I guess that's it. Honestly, plants are just so fascinating and so beautiful. Oh my God, you are falling out. I just noticed this. This plant is literally like coming out. This strawberry shaped propagation. Shoot, I think I pushed the bin and then the leaf just, anyways, distracted again. So which one of these plants did y'all love? You know, I'm gonna have to say the orchid, the Miki Japanese pearl, and the Hoya Mathilde Splash. If y'all don't know, I'm going on a short vacation starting Sunday, just for like, I think it's 4 days, I'm not sure. Still a question mark if I'm going to post videos for that week. I'm trying to just scramble and just film and edit. So we'll see. Again, going to Quebec City, making a stop in Ottawa, and I'm excited. Going with my boyfriend, and we're just gonna have just like the time of our lives. I don't know. He made the schedule. I really don't care. Again, everyone, I have a Patreon, so I want to thank everyone in my Strawberry Shake tier and my Leca Drop tier, but a very special thanks to those in my Monstera Burley Marks Flame tier, my Lobster Claws, Marnie McCallum, Gerda, Janice Upton, Francesco, Margot T, Remy Pabila, Linda Marks, Jana Nelson, Crystal, Casey Grows, Daniel Wilcox, Sam Pennypacker, Blaine B, Carlos Holling, Gina Alexandra, Corlin Walters, Storm McCroy, Rocio Ramos, Kendra Prum, Stephanie McInnes, Soda Rocks, Danny Alley, Alicia D, Courtney Evans, Simone Elizabeth, and a new member in this tier, and a very special planty friend to me, Ryan Jones. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the very end, thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!